In the world of banking, leadership can make a significant difference, especially when it comes to diversity and representation. Meet Mr. James Carter, a trailblazing Black CEO known for his innovative approaches and commitment to inclusion within the financial industry. With over 20 years of experience, James transformed his bank into a leading institution that prioritizes both its customers and community. Under his guidance, the bank implemented various programs aimed at empowering underrepresented groups. His vision not only increased profits, but also helped countless individuals gain access to essential financial services. James became a role model for many aspiring leaders, proving that hard work and determination can change the landscape of any industry. However, despite his remarkable achievements, James faced a shocking incident that would challenge the values he fought so hard to uphold. Little did he know that an ordinary visit to his own bank would turn into an extraordinary event, sparking discussions about race, respect, and accountability in corporate America. This incident would soon reveal how deeply ingrained biases can still exist, even at the highest levels of leadership. One afternoon, Mr. James Carter decided to visit his bank's main branch to connect with employees and check on daily operations. As he entered the busy lobby, he greeted several familiar faces and made his way to the customer service desk. However, what unfolded next left him and others in shock. When James approached the counter, the manager on duty, unaware of his identity, asked him to wait for assistance as if he were just another customer. Despite wearing a tailored suit and exuding the confidence of a leader, James was told there were no available representatives to help him at that moment. Confusion spread throughout the lobby as employees recognized their CEO being ignored. Witnesses were taken aback by the blatant disregard for James, knowing his role and contributions to the bank. Murmurs of disbelief filled the air as some employees exchanged glances filled with concern. In an environment designed to encourage inclusion, this incident starkly contradicted everything James stood for, igniting a heated discussion about respect and equality within the workplace. It was a moment that nobody would soon forget. The manager on duty, Ms. Linda Graves, had been with the bank for several years and was known for her strict adherence to protocols. On that particular day, she was overwhelmed with tasks and focused solely on maintaining order in the busy lobby. When James approached the counter, she glanced at him but failed to recognize his importance, viewing him merely as another customer seeking service. Her behavior was influenced by a combination of stress and unconscious bias. In her mind, it was crucial to treat all customers equally, which meant adhering strictly to a policy of waiting times. Unfortunately, this rigid thinking led her to overlook the individual behind the suit, missing an opportunity to acknowledge her CEO. As James stood there waiting for assistance, some employees whispered among themselves, realizing the gravity of the situation. They knew that Ms. Graves' actions were not just a mistake, but a reflection of deeper issues regarding respect and recognition. This incident would soon prompt serious discussions about how biases can unknowingly affect even those in positions of authority, leading to a breakdown in workplace culture that James had worked hard to build. The atmosphere in the bank quickly shifted as employees began to process what had just unfolded. Many were shocked and dismayed by the incident, while others felt a sense of outrage for their CEO. Among those who witnessed the confrontation, whispers spread like wildfire. A mix of disbelief and concern filled the lobby. Several employees rushed to support James, attempting to explain the situation to him and expressing their solidarity. "We know who you are, Mr. Carter," one assistant exclaimed, her eyes wide with sympathy. Other colleagues exchanged nervous glances, unsure how to approach the matter without further complicating the scenario. As the reality of the situation sank in, some voices of support turned to discussions about what this meant for their workplace culture. Employees began reflecting on their own experiences with bias while questioning how such behavior could still occur in their bank. A few gathered at the back, some sharing stories of feeling overlooked themselves. In that moment, they understood that advocacy for change must come from everyone, not just leadership. The incident had created an unexpected opportunity for growth, as it encouraged employees to stand together for respect and equality in their work environment. News of the incident quickly spread beyond the bank's walls, igniting a firestorm of reactions on social media and traditional news outlets. Tweets and posts flooded platforms like Twitter and Instagram, with users expressing disbelief and outrage over how a black CEO could be denied service in his own establishment. Hashtags like #JusticeForJames and #BiasInBanking began trending, capturing the attention of thousands and prompting discussions about racial bias in corporate America. Major news networks picked up the story, broadcasting segments that included interviews with employees who witnessed the event. Commentators weighed in, highlighting the need for greater awareness and training around unconscious bias in the workplace. Many praised James Carter for his leadership and resilience, calling him a role model in a difficult situation. As reactions poured in, various advocacy groups issued statements supporting James and calling for systemic change within the banking industry. The incident not only highlighted individual biases, but also opened up a broader conversation about diversity, equity, and inclusion. In a time when many were seeking positive change, this event sparked a renewed commitment to addressing racial disparities in corporate environments. The fallout from the incident had significant repercussions for the bank, shaking its reputation and eroding customer trust. As news of the denial of service spread, many customers voiced their concerns and dissatisfaction. Loyal clients began questioning whether the bank truly upheld its commitments to diversity and inclusion, prompting some to reconsider their associations with the institution. In response, the bank's leadership team held emergency meetings to address the situation. They recognized that swift action was necessary to regain public confidence, leading to the immediate firing of manager Linda Graves. They also issued public apologies, emphasizing their dedication to addressing bias and reinforcing their mission to foster an inclusive environment. Despite these efforts, the damage to the bank's reputation lingered. Social media continued to buzz with discussions about accountability and reform within the organization. As a result, the bank launched several initiatives aimed at training employees on unconscious bias and diversity awareness. Though it was a step in the right direction, restoring trust would take time. The incident served as a crucial reminder that corporate values must align with actions, as customers increasingly demanded transparency and genuine commitment to equity. The decision to fire Ms. Linda Graves, the manager on duty during the incident, was made by the bank's leadership almost immediately after acknowledging the seriousness of her actions. They recognized that her failure to serve CEO James Carter not only demonstrated a blatant disregard for the bank's values, but also represented a clear violation of their policies on discrimination and inclusivity. By removing Graves from her position, the leadership aimed to send a strong message that such behavior would not be tolerated. This decisive action was crucial for restoring faith among employees and customers alike. It reinforced their commitment to an equitable workplace, where respect and recognition are paramount regardless of one's role or identity. Furthermore, this firing aligned with the bank's broader goal of creating a culture that actively combats unconscious bias. Leadership understood that it was essential to hold employees accountable for their actions, particularly those in positions of authority, to ensure everyone felt valued and respected. The repercussions of this incident served as a wake-up call, indicating that there was no room for complacency when it came to promoting true diversity and inclusion within the organization. In the wake of the incident, CEO James Carter took both personal and professional stances to address the situation. Personally, he felt a deep disappointment that such bias still existed within an institution he had worked tirelessly to improve. While he understood the manager's actions were not representative of everyone at the bank, he recognized the need for meaningful change. Professionally, James emphasized that this incident was a catalyst for growth. He expressed his commitment to fairness and equality, stating that every employee deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their position or background. In response to the situation, he announced plans for comprehensive training programs focused on unconscious bias and diversity awareness, ensuring that all employees understand the importance of inclusivity. Looking ahead, James asserted that this incident would not define the bank's future, but rather strengthen its resolve to make necessary improvements. He encouraged open dialogue among employees about their experiences and perspectives, believing that transparency would lead to a stronger work culture. By addressing these issues openly, James aimed to rebuild trust and reaffirm the bank's dedication to fostering an equitable environment for all. The incident involving CEO James Carter has far-reaching implications for diversity and inclusion not just within his bank, but across the corporate landscape. It highlighted how deeply ingrained biases can persist even in organizations committed to change, serving as a wake-up call for many businesses. In response, the bank plans to implement several initiatives aimed at creating a more inclusive environment. One significant initiative will be the establishment of a Diversity and Inclusion Council, comprised of employees from various levels and backgrounds. This council will be responsible for identifying areas needing improvement and recommending policies that promote equity throughout the organization. Additionally, the bank will introduce mentorship programs designed to support underrepresented employees and help them advance in their careers. Furthermore, leadership is considering partnerships with external organizations that specialize in diversity training, ensuring that employees receive comprehensive education on these critical issues. By taking these steps, the bank aims to not only prevent future incidents, but also become a model for others in the industry. This incident serves as a reminder that promoting diversity is an ongoing journey that requires commitment, transparency, and active participation from everyone within an organization. In conclusion, the incident involving CEO James Carter serves as a powerful reminder of the persistent biases that can exist in any organization, regardless of its commitment to change. It highlights the critical importance of treating everyone with respect and dignity, regardless of their position or background. The reactions from employees and the public underscore a collective call for fairness and accountability in corporate environments. As banking culture evolves, this event encourages not only introspection within the bank, but also among other organizations. Companies must realize that genuine commitment to diversity and inclusion includes continuous education, open dialogue, and active participation from everyone involved. The initiatives implemented by the bank, such as the Diversity and Inclusion Council and mentorship programs, reflect a proactive approach to addressing these challenges. Ultimately, fostering an equitable workplace is a journey that requires effort from all individuals within an organization. By reflecting on our own behaviors and advocating for respect and understanding, we can contribute to building a culture where everyone feels valued. Let this incident inspire us to push for lasting change, ensuring that biases have no place in any professional setting.